Canadians are actually my favourite country in the world. Are there any Canadian people here? Just one man impersonating a seal. And other Canadians clubbing him. Where are you from, my friend?
I'm Australian, but I'm from Ottawa originally.
Ottawa originally, but you're Australian now?
I'm a Canosian.
A Canosian. Isn't it an interesting thing? If you had said, I'm an American, I'm from America, but I'm an Aussie now, people would go, you... The Canadian, they go, well, you're all right. I want to test you. Repeat after me. This will test how long you've been in Australia for. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put it in context. You having a good night?
Oh, yeah.
Seem to have that nailed. So I love Canadian people. You're my favourite nationality on the planet for a number of reasons. Firstly, bilingual. Canadians have that whole French and English thing going on, which I love. And Sorry? Yeah. What he said. Did you just ask if I spoke French?
I said I speak French also.
No, I want you to do that in a French accent, though. Oh, yeah, well, sorry, now I have to say, Leanne is only allowed to sign what is said. I can't just say, do that in a French accent, because she has to sign, do that in a French accent. I have to now say what you said in a French accent, and Leanne has to do it. So, what I said was... I speak French also. I love Canadian people for a number of reasons. Firstly, they're bilingual, and I love that. I think everyone should learn another language, because when you do, you learn not just words, but like phrases and terms that we don't even have in English. I almost said Australian then, as opposed to English. When you learn another language, there are just certain words and terms that you don't have in the English language. For example, I learnt German, right? My 3 favourite German words are... the first one, is Scheissenbedauern. Translated literally, that means shit regret. It's the disappointment you feel when something turns out to be not as bad as you thought it was going to be. Kind of like Dancing with the Stars. My second favourite German word, Backpfeifengesichter. That, my friends, is a face crying out to have a fist in it. A bit like Dancing with the Stars. My favourite German word, though, is Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is when you feel good because something bad is happening to someone else. I'm going to demonstrate that. John, can you stand up just for a second, please? Can you turn around, face the entire audience, and after 5 years in the country, can you sing the Australian National Anthem word for word? Right, stop. Before you do, you know the way you're all feeling right now? That's Schadenfreude. You can sit back down. I'm not going to make you do it. Wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, was it? That's Scheissenbedauern. So I love Canadian people because you're bilingual. I love you also because you allow same-sex marriages. And I know this because I was in Toronto a couple of years ago for a lesbian wedding. They were friends, it wasn't a package holiday. And it was great, it was an amazing wedding. And they've come back to Australia, couldn't get married in Australia, nor can they adopt. And I know that's a grey area, but I've never heard a decent argument as to why gay and lesbian people shouldn't be allowed to adopt children. The Archbishop of Glasgow... Thank you. The Archbishop of Glasgow tried to make an argument recently. I didn't even know there was an Archbishop of Glasgow. That's got to be the toughest Archbishop on the planet. You know what I mean? It's like, in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Ghost, I'll fucking do you. The Archbishop of Glasgow... The Archbishop of Glasgow firstly said gay people shouldn't be allowed to adopt children because it would make the children gay. Really? Do you really think at the age of like 10, if you had walked in on your parents having sex, you'd have gone, oh, that's what I'm doing with my life? He then said that the children would be ridiculed at school, and that's why gay and lesbian people shouldn't be allowed to adopt children. And yeah, probably they would for a while, but would it be that bad? I mean, if my 2 female friends adopted a little boy, yeah, he'd be made fun of at school. Why? Because he'd be the boy with 2 mums. But I reckon that teasing would stop at about the age of 14. I reckon then he becomes the coolest boy in class. All his mates on his front doorstep every night. G'day, Jimmy, can we stay for dinner? We brought tequila. If your mums drink it, do you reckon they'll kiss? And I don't buy that theory that it's against God's will that there are people that are gay, because here's my thinking. If we're all created in God's image, and there are some people on the planet that are gay, then that must mean that God is a bit gay. I mean, not fully screaming, but... You know, I mean, maybe God's fairly straight, but every now and then he just gays it up a bit. How else do you explain flamingos? So I love you because you're bilingual, I love you because you allow same-sex marriages, and I also love Canadian people because you have Braille on your banknotes. Seriously. So anyone in Canada who's partially sighted or who has no eyesight or who's really drunk, can put a hand in their pocket, pull out a note, they know exactly how much money they're giving over at any given point in time. What a fantastic country. You're bilingual. Yes. Yes for Canada. Bilingual, same-sex marriages, Braille on your banknotes. That means Canada's the only country in the world in which 2 blind French lesbians can get married and pay for it in cash.